Work harder. Concentrate. You can do it. Number 1. Gotta be the best. It's done. It's done.
Hi everyone!
Welcome to the KDrama Cafe.
Your place for all the latest, greatest K-drama reviews, countdowns, and more. I'm Candace.
And I'm Susan. So, Candace, what are we going to review today? I know it's an amazing drama.
We are reviewing Sky Castle. Before we get to the review, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click that bell.
Everybody ready? Let's get dramatized! In the 2018 psychological drama and dark comedy Sky Castle, the story revolves around 4 housewives and their families that live in the exclusive gated community, Sky Castle.
The husbands work in connection with a major hospital, while the wives work toward getting their kids to be
Number 1. Desperate to get their kids into Seoul University Medical School, these parents are willing to do anything to make sure their children succeed.
whether the kids
Want to or not.
As the show progresses, we find out that things in Sky Castle are not as perfect as they may seem. Filled with intense family dynamics
Social commentary on the Korean education system,
and a storyline with outstanding actors that holds the viewers on the edge of their seats.
there is much more to Sky Castle than its plot summaries on the internet.
How popular was this show?
Well, there's a couple answers to that. At first, it was not very popular.
We never even heard of it.
The very first episode only had a 1% viewership rating, which
I don't think
is-
you can go much lower
it's-
except 0.
Pretty much. I mean, it was very low. But by word of mouth, this became the most popular show on a cable network in Korea ever.
Ever. What
Ever.
Was it? What was it rated like?
It was rated, I think, 23%, 23.7.
even over 23% was pretty high.
It was really high because word of mouth showed how good this show was. People were like, you have to watch it.
It wasn't promoted. It wasn't really promoted on any of the networks or anything.
Exactly.
That's why we didn't
Exactly.
even know it was there.
I had no idea about it. And I wasn't even sure what sky meant. You know, I was like, Sky Castle. Is it?
Castles in the sky.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. We
but,
didn't know.
But we found out later. It's actually the names of the 3 most prestigious universities in Korea.
Yeah, the S and the K and the Y all stand for a university.
Seoul, yes, Seoul National University, Korea University, and Yonsei University.
Now, we never heard of this show before. How did we come across this show, Candace? This drama? How did we find out about Sky Castle?
I found out about Sky Castle because of Kim Namjoon,
Oh,
RM of BTS.
BTS.
He highly recommended the show to the fans of BTS, and I
Happened to hear about it.
happened to hear about it because I am a fan of BTS.
She's a fan of
So-
BTS, to say the least. So we started researching,
And we couldn't-
found it.
We finally found it, and we read the synopsis, and I was kind of like, this is the show? Really? This seems kind of boring.
We watched the first episode and wham!
Oh my gosh.
my gosh!
At first, it seems like a pretty typical, rich elitist
And there were
kind
so
of
many
show.
characters to get used to. I mean, there were
Exactly.
like, okay,
But-
this one and that one and the other, and we're
By
going, oh my
the
gosh,
end of the first episode,
we're hooked.
you're hooked.
And you have to watch the next one right
It's
away.
immediate.
It's insane.
immediate. I don't know how people waited episode by episode for this show. It was intense.
Very intense.
Very intense.
Let's talk about the first family.
All right.
The drama begins when a prestigious family succeeds in getting their son accepted as the #1 student to Seoul University Medical School. These 4 families come together to covertly uncover the formula for their success.
Our first family, Han So-jin, is the de facto leader of the group. Together with her husband Kang Ju-sang, she's raising daughters Yeso and Yebin. Sojin dotes on her daughter Yeso and will do anything for her, including hiring mysterious high-priced exam coordinator Kim Joo-young. There are so many levels in the family dynamics here.
The mother and daughter relationship is one to be reckoned with. I mean, she is insanely obsessed with her daughter.
She's totally obsessed with her daughter's success and in wanting to get her daughter into the medical school. However, her daughter is just as obsessed with that as she is.
Even more so. She loves to study. That's her whole thing in life. She doesn't care about going to parties. She doesn't want to do anything
but study.
Now,
the thing is, the younger daughter, Yeben, she is so sweet. So sweet. But she doesn't want to study. She's not as driven as the oldest daughter.
So she's kind of put on the wayside. They don't really include her in a lot of things. She's like, oh, she's there, but
it's more, she's there, we gotta make sure she studies, which, it's sad. And that's part of the family dynamic and getting that together. And then you have the dad who's kind of just, he's there, but he's
a workaholic.
He's a workaholic.
That's all he cares about.
He's obsessed with himself and basically with being able to brag about his kids. And
everything's left up to the mom.
And
she's obsessed.
Oh, she is.
She's very obsessed.
And what's really funny is the daughter is super obsessed. We say obsessed a lot. The daughter is super obsessed with being number one, so she outright demands getting an exam coordinator to help get her into medical school. Which brings us to Kim Joo-young, the incredibly
insane,
the incredibly intense, insane exam coordinator. She's so mysterious.
She's very mysterious.
Very mysterious. Very controlling.
She smiles, and she's got this smile that scares you.
Oh my gosh. But she's also pretty manipulative. She really, drives a lot of the plot line in the story. And
she says they either do it my way or forget it. She even tells the mom, if you do it this way, this way, this way,
and there's so many other things around her and what she does. It's so good.
It's very good.
So they're basically the driving force behind the whole plot is this first family and the
everyone
exam
looks
coordinator.
To them.
Exactly. Now, let's go on to our second family. No Seung-hye does her best to protect her children, daughter Seiri and twin sons Sojun and Kijun, from the strict totalitarian study practices of her husband, Cha Min-hyuk.
This dad is extremely strict.
Very strict.
Oh my gosh.
Borderline abusive, mentally abusive. I hope that's not a spoiler, but
he's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy. He's insane. And
he's scary.
Narcissistic. He tries so hard, I think, to make it about his kids, but it's so much about him, it's not even funny. It's all about him.
Yeah, it's all about him. And he doesn't care what the boys say. He doesn't care what his wife says.
Exactly.
He's going to do it his way or no way, and that's just the way it is.
But she doesn't let him. She is amazing. She's one of my favorite characters in this drama.
She is. She's a great mom.
Exactly.
She loves her boys.
No Seung-hye fights for her kids. And that is what was absolutely needed in this drama, was somebody to fight for their children.
Oh, she was fighting. She was good.
So
she would be called the Mama Bear.
Mama Bear.
Oh gosh, she protected her boys.
And they're teenagers. They're 18, 19 years old. But she fought for them. She would say, okay, boys, just go do what your dad wants you to do. It's okay. She was so calm.
And then she would just smack it.
But the thing is, these boys love their mom. They love her. And they even go as far as to try to protect her from the dad.
Yeah.
It's so good. Their family dynamic and their family growth through the entire show was so inspiring and so sweet.
It was exciting because it was a wife that didn't let her husband step on her.
Exactly.
It looked like it maybe at certain points, but as the story progresses, wow.
She was so strong.
She was strong and amazing.
Very strong character.
And how she came across with him was hilarious.
There were so many funny points in this family, and it was necessary. This drama could easily have gone overboard in the anger and
he makes you because of his anger and the way it's portrayed, he's so crazy, he makes you laugh.
Oh,
it's hilarious because
some
he's
of the
just
best comedy moments happened with this family.
Yeah.
It was so good. Now, on to family number 3.
Number 3.
This family, we have quirky Oh Na-ra and her husband, Woo Young-woo and son Soo-han, who struggles with studying almost to the point of despair.
This family was fun to watch.
So much fun. They were almost the comedy relief of this show. They were so sweet. The mom is just crazy. She's just absolutely out there hilarious and so many
She tries to
points.
please everybody.
She kind of sucks up to the people she thinks are in charge. Like if her son, isn't doing as well as the first family's daughter, then oh no, he has to do just as well as her.
So she runs in and almost browbeats, not literally, but her son to say, study, 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 study. You gotta
Yes.
catch up, you gotta catch up.
And the dad in this one, he's so laid back. He's like, but why does he want to do this? He wants to do that. Let him do whatever he
And the
wants.
husband and wife relationship is so cute. You'll enjoy them. You'll
Very
enjoy
much
watching
so.
them.
Now, on to our 4th and final family. Lee Soo-im is the down-to-earth newcomer with her husband Hwang Chi-young and son Woo-ju. Woo-ju is naturally smart and competes with Ye-so for the top spot in the school, frustrating the other families who have to force their kids to study.
Now this family is a normal family, what you would call normal and that most people will relate to.
Yes, most of the viewers will definitely relate to this family the most. They are so down to earth. They love each other. They love the
They
son.
don't put pressure on the son at all to study. He's naturally smart.
They're new money. They're not coming from a wealthy background. The dad has a higher position in the hospital, but
They're not trying to be uppity. She's a gardener and she's got her hands in the dirt and
Yes.
she wears old clothes.
and she's covered in dirt, and they're like, oh my goodness, what do
my
we do?
goodness, what do we do?
It's hilarious. The son, Woo-ju, he is really in competition with Ye-so from the first family, but he's not forced to study, and the other families are like, oh, what do you do? What routines do you put him in?
They want to know their secrets, and there are no secrets. He just studies.
It's just a normal, everyday family that
They
just...
get up in the morning, have breakfast,
That
go
just-
to school, go to work.
they just kind of fell into this situation. And that's why I think it's very important that they're in this. They bring the element of
Balance.
of normalcy and balance,
They bring balance
to the entire
it.
show.
They do.
Absolutely.
They are fun to watch too.
It,
There's things in their family that they've had to get over and that you find
Yeah,
out about them. It's not
exactly.
that they're perfect, but there's no extreme drama with them.
exactly. They're
human.
human. So enjoy their family.
Yes.
Well, we can't quite end this without mentioning the character Kim Hye-na. She did such a great job.
She did. She was an outsider. She wasn't part of Sky Castle, yet she went to school with the kids.
Exactly. She was classmates with the twins, with Woo-ju and Ye-so.
She comes in and ruffles things up.
She is a bit of an antagonist the same way that the exam coordinator is. They kind of, they make the plot start moving. She's kind of the good antagonist, whereas the exam coordinator could be described as the more evil or mysterious
Yes.
antagonist. So there's some really good things about her character, and the actress did an amazing job.
She did a great job. She's cute too. The music was excellent.
Very
It
good.
fit so well with the story.
It had this kind of eerie, haunting
And at first I
sound.
wasn't too sure about it, but then as the story progresses and they add that music in, it's like,
I knew the music was good when she was singing it through the house, walking around.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it really true? Is it really true? I know. And she would just start singing it, and we'd be like, Mom, what are you doing?
I'm singing. So it does get a hold of you and it kind of gets in your brain.
Exactly, but it was really, really fitting.
It really fit
all the
in.
different versions of it too.
Yeah,
so.
it wasn't your typical music that you find in other dramas.
And we never got tired of it.
No, it wasn't one of those things that was annoying.
Yeah, some of the dramas you get tired of the music that plays over and over again, and you're just like, oh my gosh, not this song again.
But this works really,
this
really well. You'll love it.
Every time you get it, you just start getting, something's gonna happen.
Now we want to talk about the exam coordinator song.
Oh, the exam coordinator's music. I was very, very impressed with this. Usually this music comes on when she starts, when she's sitting down contemplating or drinking her tea, or she's scheming, and this music starts to play. We can't go into complete detail on the song, but if you want to check it out, check the link in the description below. The song is called Erlkönig by Schubert, and it's a German art song.
How do you know all this stuff, Candace?
Smarty. I might have gotten my master's in classical singing,
She did.
I know this song very well. But what got to me is that they didn't just pick a random classical song to play for her. This song has a really, really cool meaning. Basically, this song is about a father who's taking his child home, and the child is saying, "Father, please, the Elf King is after me. The Elf King's grabbing my hand.
That's
the Elf
scary.
King is whispering in my ear." And the father's like, "No, it's just the wind. No, we just hit a branch. You're not real." The father's not believing that this evil entity is after their child. And so by the time the father and the child reach their destination at the end of the song, the father finds out that the child is dead, and it's too late to save them.
late.
So the fact that this song plays
With this mysterious
for the exam coordinator is
woman.
so smart.
Very smart.
Very smart. I was very impressed with that. It was a really cool thing for me to hear. And not just that it's a random song, but that it had so much meaning in
had a
the
meaning
show
behind
as well.
So that's great.
Very cool.
So with the acting,
The directing,
the music,
the production, what do we give this drama?
I don't know. This is one of the best dramas I've ever seen.
I can't really think of anything negative to say about this drama. There was so much good in it that even if there was anything that wasn't quite on or wasn't, perfect, which I can't think of.
I can't think of anything either.
Everything else completely overshadowed it, and all the good.
Well, the thing is,
totally
it was so
outweighed
intense. I mean, even from the episode 1, it was so intense.
Absolutely.
But yet, throughout, it was funny.
was-
then all of a sudden, you're laughing out loud. Laughing out loud.
When it's such a serious show, it was so good. There was so many good moments. The ensemble cast was amazing.
It was amazing.
It's one of, way that all the families are great, but when you put all the families together, it's still the way they all interact. It was so good.
It was really, really great.
So good.
Really, really
it was,
great.
So
many unexpected moments, good and bad, that were thrown in, and they left you hanging at the end of every episode.
Absolutely.
That you just, this is one of the ones, a lot of dramas, you want to watch the next one and the next one. This one is like, I gotta watch it now.
Yes, and we could watch the show probably 2 or 3 more times and still catch things that we
And
miss.
I would still laugh out loud because it's still so funny,
Knowing
even if
the
I know
moments-
it's coming.
Knowing that it's coming is part of the fun, especially in rewatching this.
Yes.
There's so much hype around this show now, and which is complete opposite of where it started. But there's so much hype around the show now that it lives up to. It's such a good show.
It's a great drama. We could watch.
Must see.
It's a must see, and we could watch
Must
it again
see.
and again.
Well, that's our review on Sky Castle. Thanks for watching.
And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to like and subscribe.
Comment below and let us know your thoughts on the drama or anything that you'd like us to review next.
And if you haven't watched Sky Castle,
Go
watch it.
Watch it now.
Watch it now.
Get
dramatized.
dramatized.
The formula for their success. Success.
You're so close. So close, Mom. And everything he does, it's all, you think it. I stop.